Now, the South Plains First News in high definition. This is KCBD News Channel 11 at 6.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Christmas Eve. Abner has the night off. Well, we're just 6 hours away from Christmas Day, but we know that Santa has already begun traveling across the globe on his sleigh, and we're tracking his journey every step of the way. Carrie is in the First Alert Forecast Center mapping out Santa's trip to the South Plains. Carrie?
Well, Karen, we are tracking Santa tonight, so we'll start out with our Santa tracker. We'll show you what's taking place out there right now as we speak, and we'll go ahead and look on our weather source there, find out where he was. He was in London during the 5 o'clock news. He gets all over the place. He's still in Europe right now, it looks like. We'll zoom in. You can kind of tell. Once he flies in, we'll figure out where he's at. He's zooming into, looks like Russia, Moscow. There you go. That's where he's flying at the moment. So Merry Christmas to everyone in Europe. He is heading towards the United States later tonight, and hopefully you have been good this year, not naughty. So we'll be tracking Santa throughout the night here at News Channel 11 and also on Facebook. Let's go ahead and check out instant data. Current temperature in our city right now checks in at 44, humidity 39%. We have a slight wind chill of 41. Southwest wind at 5 miles per hour, peak gust at 32. It's going to be windy tomorrow. As we go ahead and take a look at our maps, we'll go ahead and show you area towns, mostly in the 40s right now as well. It was a nice day as far as the temperatures were concerned, and we have blue skies across West Texas. Readings again cooling off pretty quickly with the loss of sunlight. And tonight Santa should have no issues with the weather here across the South Plains as temperatures drop into the 20s for overnight lows. Wind speeds crank up out of the south and southwest during the day. So we'll take a look at your raincast. We do have precipitation coming up too, and colder weather, and we'll talk about that in just a few minutes. Karen?
All right, thank you, Carrie.
You bet.
And if you're flying out of town tonight or anytime, here's something that might help from FlightAware.com. It's called the Misery Map, but it actually could bring good news if there's no misery to speak of. It's a map that allows you to track flight delays and cancellations across Texas and the nation. Plus, it's all color-coded. Right now, Dallas is partly red, meaning there are many delays in Dallas right now. But Houston is showing a lot of green, so flights in and out of Houston are on time. And we checked the flights at the Lubbock airport, and all flights there are on time as well here in Lubbock. Again, for more information on that, just go to FlightAware.com. That's pretty cool. And taking a quick look at the highways around Lubbock, these are live pictures from our TxDOT cameras. You can see it appears that all traffic is moving well here. So if you're meeting with family or heading out tonight, you shouldn't have any problems getting where you need to be. Just please drive carefully. Sadly, it has already been a deadly holiday on roads across Texas. Here in Lubbock, a man was killed and his brother was injured early this morning after their car rolled over near 43rd Street and University. Police say 35-year-old John Espinoza III and his brother, 26-year-old Joey Espinoza, were ejected from the car. John died at the scene. EMS took Joey to the hospital where he is in serious condition this evening. In El Paso, authorities there say 3 people were killed in an early morning accident. Police say 2 cars collided, triggering a fire that consumed at least one of the cars. No word on what led to the collision. The names of the victims have not been released. And another tragic scene, this time in Fort Worth. Police there say 2 drivers, a pregnant woman and another person, were killed when their cars collided on Interstate 30 last night. The woman's unborn child also died. 2 passengers in the pregnant woman's car were taken to a hospital, and they are in critical condition this evening. After 15 minutes on the loose, an inmate is back in custody after escaping from the Lubbock County Corrections Facility. Just after 2:15 this afternoon, Lubbock Police, DPS, and K-9 units as well were all called to help in the search. The chase took authorities to the Chaparral Airport. They were able to take the inmate into custody on Quava Avenue, just a mile away from the correction facility where he took off. Smoking materials are to blame for a house fire on 53rd Street near Memphis Avenue last night. Neighbors say a girl ran up and knocked on their window and told them that her home was on fire. Firefighters responded and helped the family get out of the house safely, but 2 dogs died in the fire. Officials say the home has extensive damage. And a lot of Lubbock residents will be spending a few hours at Alamo Drafthouse tomorrow screening The Interview, which is making its debut on Christmas Day. The cinema tells us they have consulted with Lubbock law enforcement to ensure everyone has a safe and fun viewing experience. That's something you don't often hear when a movie comes to town. News Channel 11's Shaylee Sanders joins us now from the cinema to explain. Shaylee?
Karen, Alamo Drafthouse here in Lubbock has confirmed that every screening of The Interview on Christmas Day has already sold out. But if you want to check out the film, don't worry, they will be showing it until at least January 1st. Now, only a few hundred movie theaters across the country will be showing this film, which means that people in nearby cities will be driving right here to the hub city to check out this film that has caused international controversy.
We got people from my hometown in Carlsbad, New Mexico that are coming to Lubbock to see it in between Christmas and New Year's. It's insane, but you know, they're the two friends in particular that said they were coming are, one's a film student and the other one's a huge fan of film, and they're both very, very involved with, you know, everything going on politically and, you know, the media and everything else too. So they're coming both for the reason to say, hey, I did it, you know, I saw it and you're not going to stop me, and also because it's going to be freaking amazing.
Now, are you going to see this movie? We want to know. Just check out our poll on our website at kcbd.com, and we'll have more on this tonight at 10. Karen?
All right, thank you, Shaylee. Now, in other news, former President George H.W. Bush is recovering at Houston's Methodist Hospital tonight. The 90-year-old was taken to that hospital by ambulance last night after experiencing shortness of breath. A statement released by a spokesman said the 41st president is held now for observation there as a precaution, but they gave no further details. 2 years ago, you remember, Bush spent almost 2 months at the same hospital as he battled bronchitis and an infection. Families in a North Lubbock neighborhood got a horn-honking wake-up call today. When kids opened the front door, they saw dozens of volunteers along with Santa and Mrs. Claus handing out Christmas presents a day early. KCBD News Channel 11's Taylor Langston rode along with the volunteers today, and she joins us now with their story. Taylor.
Hey there, Karen. When Project Emmanuel started 6 years ago, it was just a small group of people dressed up as Santa Claus handing out candy canes. Well, the number of volunteers and gifts has grown substantially since that first year. But they keep a very small Christmas tree on the trailer decorated with candy canes, so they always remember the very first time they started this project.
Children know where's the CD?
It's a project called Project Emmanuel. It's a church girl like we make it do like a project for like kids that don't have Christmas.
9-year-old boy.
This year we have about 1,000 Christmas gifts and about 800 snack bags this year. Wow. So every year it just keeps going and keeps going.
Merry Christmas!
We got an 11-year-old girl.
I just get so happy when they come. We had to you knock the horn and shit to wake them up.
I'm the truck driver.
He's our taxi driver.
Yeah, the taxi driver. I was real happy. See the little boys, you know, cry or it's not. It makes me feel good.
Christmas! Oh my gosh, get you up here.
It makes me feel good, and the only thing I need for Christmas is these kids happy.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Somebody, a Secret Santa, came to us and gave us a bunch of gifts. So now I wanted to say that when I was about 7 years old, I said I'm going to do the exact same thing.
Awesome!
What's your name, sweetie? Jean, how old are you, sweetie?
There's parents that are going through so much rough times right now, like we did when we were younger, and we just want to give back to them. Someone gave back, took their time for us when we were little, and we want to give back to them because it's their time.
Merry Christmas.
Here you go. Merry Christmas, sweetheart.
Balloon bracelet, band set, puzzle. Look like a paintball puzzle. Really cool. Cool.
I think every kid should get a present for Christmas and feel the joy that it is to have a present.
Kids that are helping right now, or the kids that got a candy cane 6 years ago and they want to give back.
Now, Nina actually lives in the Houston area now, but she came back to Lubbock to continue the work with this project. She says that she's watched it grow, and she's just so impressed with the amount of people that come out every single year to be a part of Project Emmanuel. And Karen, I know that you said last year your daughter and your grandkids got to be a part of that delivery. How cool.
Oh, they loved it. Morgan said all the adults cried the whole way, and the kids just loved sharing toys with other children who don't.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I loved, is that there were so many kids who were out there and they were volunteering and they were giving gifts. I thought that was really neat.
What a great learning experience. Thank you, Taylor, for sharing this story. Well, in other news, the season of giving continues, and Lubbock Mayor Glenn Robertson is asking for your help this Christmas. Tomorrow morning, more volunteers will be out on the streets of Lubbock handing out, this time, coats and gloves and winter clothing to those in need.
What you see behind me is less than 30 hours of the citizens of Lubbock coming together. I have never been more proud to be the mayor of this great city.
And Mayor Robertson says they are still collecting clothes for men and women of all sizes, so you can deliver the items if you'd like to City Hall on 13th Street or to the Hillcrest Country Club on North Boston. Both locations will be welcoming your donations until 9 o'clock tonight. That's a nice thing to do as well. And this Christmas, some of Lubbock's homeless will be receiving a bag full of food as the season of giving continues. This one thanks to a local Boy Scout troop. Troop 743 from Brownfield collected hundreds of food items to give to Lubbock's homeless staying at Tent City this Christmas Eve. Actually, Troop 743 will not be the only ones donating this evening. Tent City is expecting to see several other groups lending a helping hand there this Christmas Eve as well. Lubbock's very own Railway Santa waved goodbye for the very last time today. Randy Mosley has been with the railroad since 1977, but back in the late 80s, he decided he wanted to have a little fun on his Christmas commute. That's when he donned the overalls, a red flannel, and then added the white beard and Santa hat. He says for decades now, he has loved seeing the reaction of those he passes by.
I just like to make people smile. Everybody waves, everybody smiles.
So now, after spending 37 years with the BNSF Railway, Mosley is retiring today, and he says he'll let the real Santa bring smiles to kids of all ages from now on. Coming up next, one Texas restaurant is tackling distractions at the dinner table. You're watching KCBD News Channel 11 at 6.